story time. I have not done it on this channel, and I don't know why this came back to mind for me to do this. So here we go. So one night about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years ago, I was at home alone. Everything was turned off in my house. It was like so completely black. The TV was off in my room. All of the lights were off. And I'm just laying on my bed, flat on my back, had my arms and legs kind of spread out, like you know how you feel when you have the whole bed to yourself. And I had ended up going to sleep early. So when I woke up, I literally looked over at the nightstand, and you know how you kind of lift your head up to see what time it is, and it was the cliche time of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, okay, it's still early. I'm going back to sleep. So I dropped my head back down to the pillow. And I'm thinking I'm finna go back to sleep because I was in a really good deep sleep, but for some reason, I literally just my head just popped up around that time. But this is nothing new. If I go to bed early, I will wake up around that time. So I actually have to go to bed a little later than like 7 or 8 at night because I would just wake up. Anywho, so I'm going back to sleep. And I don't know how many minutes later, I don't even think it was that many. It could have been 2 or 3. But when you're in a deep sleep, it feels like you're sleeping 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then when you look at the clock, it's only been like 2 minutes. So I go back to sleep. And then I start to lift my head up again. But it felt like I was sleeping much, much longer than what it was when I looked at the clock again. Because this time I'm waking up. Maybe I'm thinking it's time to get up for the day. 2, 3 minutes only passed, but it felt long. So now I'm kind of doing a dance with my head, like I'm going, laying flat on the pillow, then waking up. And I did this about 2 or 3 times, right? So when I tell you, I didn't realize that I was trying to pull out of my body. Like I literally didn't realize that's what I was doing. But I'm going to tell you how I figured it out. So while I'm doing this dance, my mind is up, but it's in between being up and then being like in a deep sleep. I don't know if you've ever felt like that at the same time. It's almost as if you're going to the bathroom when you first wake up and then your eyes are still closed and you're kind of aware of what's going on. But if you got back in bed, you will fall back to sleep as if nothing happened, right? So that's a little bit of how it was, except for when you're getting up out of your bed, you are definitely more awake. So that's what was going on with me. I started to realize, okay, wait a minute, I'm not able to move while I'm sitting here going up and down. Only my head was doing that. The rest of my body wasn't like lifting up or nothing like that. So I finally get back to sleep after doing that dance. And the next time that I started waking up, this is what actually woke me up. I was moving or lifting out or levitating or whatever you call it towards the ceiling. Now, I didn't go all the way up to the ceiling, but that's what I was doing. And how I started to wake up out of my sleep again is because I realized that I was going up and I started like breathing really hard. And I don't know if I was necessarily scared, but it was an uncomfortable feeling. It was like I literally said in my mind, like I'm talking with myself, "Where are you going?" That's literally what I said. Like I said that a couple of times, like, where are you going? And then I'm so silly. That would be something I would say, like, where are you going, girl? So that made me feel like, okay, what's going on? So my eyes opened up. This is how I realized I was going towards the ceiling, because my eyes were opening up. I'm sitting there. My heart is pounding a little bit. I'm breathing, rapidly, but it's not necessarily in panic mode yet. And I describe it like this. You know how you go or you get on a roller coaster and you kind of like creep up to the top, and then once they have you at the top, they like hold you there for a few seconds, and then you're looking down, so you're anticipating how this drop is gonna feel, and then you just feel it. So it was like a feeling of that while I was breathing a little hard. So after that had happened, I somehow ended up really waking up, like fully waking up. I was able to move. I was able to really wake up. And it wasn't like I hopped up or anything. I just was back in my body. And then when I'm back in my body, I had woke up. Now, I sat there fully up for a moment, because I'm like trying to realize, you know how you're in the dark and if you know your home or if you know your bedroom, you could see the images of like, okay, your TV or your dresser or whatever. So I'm just kind of looking around just a little bit, and I'm looking up at this, my ceiling and everything, and I'm like, I don't even know what just happened, because that was I'm gonna tell you, that was some of the best sleep that I think I had in a long time. When you're just in such a good deep sleep, you don't know if you're dreaming, you don't know what's going on. So it was like in between those type of the dream world or the, I don't know, possibly astral projection world. So I didn't really worry about it after that had happened. I didn't even really tell anybody, because it was just something that wasn't meant to tell at that time. But then later on down the line, I would see, when I started looking things up, I would see people or other people on YouTube talking about it. Because I didn't even know it was really called astral projection. I just said out of body experience. That's what I knew it as. But I didn't even really know the title. And so I'm hearing all these stories. And then when I did tell a friend, one of my friends said, well, if it felt uncomfortable to you, then maybe it wasn't a good thing for you to be doing. And I said, I really wasn't scared, but it was kind of like on that line where you're not scared, but something could scare you. So that's what I was saying. It was just like, where was I going? That was my question. And he just was like, yeah, if you weren't comfortable with that, I don't think it was a good idea, or whatever it was, you wouldn't be, I guess, feeling excited in such a way, or almost scared, or whatever the case. But then I'm hearing stories of people that's actually going through the experience of that, and they're saying good things. They're saying how they got to like travel around their home, outside of their home. They was looking at themselves. And I would say, while I was lifting up just a little bit, even though I'm on my back, so I'm lifting up, it's like I knew my body was on the bed. So I don't know how many feet I had got up. It was about midway in a room. I wasn't close to the ceiling, but I was just lifted up maybe 2-3 feet and just going up until I officially felt like I was putting a stop to it by asking myself the question of where you're going. So I'm hearing other people talk about how they literally would go to celebrities' houses and folks who are, into some stuff that I'm just not into, how they having like a good time. And then it made me think, well, dog, did I miss out on an opportunity by not allowing that experience to happen? So that is my astral projection story. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you've had an experience as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Story time. Talk to you later. Bye.